Well, we might not have to worry about singing for players that are playing against us, but we could sing for a player that is playing for us this season, and that is none other than your number 9, Ethan Zubak, who may or may not be joining us. We hope he's here. I was hoping this was going to be a better segue already, but it got there in the end.
Hello, I'm actually.
We got there in the end. Ethan, welcome back to the Orange and Black SoccerCast.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for having me on.
Thanks for being
glad
here.
You could join us.
Yeah, we're in preseason form, so we hope you're doing a little bit better than us right now.
Yeah, fair. No, I'm doing good. It depends on, I guess, how you're asking me how I'm doing, whether it be soccer or life, but life's good.
You've had a big year since we last talked to you, I think. So please fill us in on everything. We would actually love to hear it for those who maybe aren't aware.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess the biggest thing is that I'm a dad, so just super pumped about that. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. My son just turned 7 months old a couple days ago. He's getting big. He's a chunky little guy. So yeah, it's just been the whole thing of now, juggling fatherhood and playing. But it's been a great journey. And now that he's, a little bigger, a little more aware, I think it's going to be cool to bring him out to games this season and have him be kind of a part of that whole process. So I'm just pumped for that.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. After the match, after a big win, you could bring him out on the pitch with some of the other kids that we've seen out on the pitch and have some fun, enjoy the grass, kick a soccer ball around. We'd love to see the next generation of a Zubak soccer star here. Let me ask you this, Ethan. You've been with the club a few years now, and in your time with this club, it seems like we are a second half of the season club, a club that gets off to a little bit of a slower start. Basically, you guys put your back against the wall and you guys decide, hey, let's start winning and let's make the run into the playoffs, which I'm not saying that's the plan, but that's what it always seems like. Coming back into the season with a record number of returning players, how do y'all get the mentality or get the focus to let's not do that again? Let's come in and start from the get-go and let's put ourselves up top early and not have to fight at the end of the season and put all that stress on us.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I would definitely say that the past couple of seasons, I don't think our plan was to put our backs up against the wall. But saying that, we did it, and I think in large part has to do with the fact that we're just a team that doesn't have a big roster every year. Well, to be fair, in 2024, I thought we actually had a big roster, and it was a more senior roster, but dealt with a lot of injuries at the beginning of the year. And then we went through coaching changes, which I think was a struggle. And then at the end of the year, when Danny came in and we had a healthy roster, it was, you could see the quality of the team. And, we went, whatever it was, 10 or 11 games unbeaten. The loss in Colorado in the playoffs was tough, but I mean, things had gone a different way. Certain moments in that game, maybe we even win that game and things are changed. But yeah, it's so interesting because now the club was already, I feel like a youthful club, but it's gotten even more so every single year. Last year was more so than 2024, and this year I think is even more than last year. So it's one of those things where we're a limited roster and then we're young at the same time. So it's really about just finding that that click and that chemistry early on. Like you said, we do have turnover this year, which is good. But yeah, we still have a lot of young guys. So we're hoping that we could hit the ground running and that it's a good group that meshes together well. But yeah, it's definitely our plan to hit the ground running faster than we have the past couple of years, because it puts us in a tough position where we really have to go on some good streaks to make the playoffs and do well. And our goal shouldn't just be to make the playoffs. It should be to, get a home game, try to win the conference. It's ambitious, but, we're out here and that should be the goal every single time we get out there.
Yeah, and I think fans, we see that. We understand that this club is a balance between competing and being strong, but also providing a pathway for those young players. And I think because Orange County has proven that they can develop young players and send them on to bigger and better things, you're seeing more talented young players decide, hey, let me go play with Orange County. You get someone like a Tyson Espy that comes over from the LAFC Academy. You get a few other youngsters that are jumping on. We see Pedro's going to be moving on over the summer because of what he's proven. What's it like to get some of these young players and know these young players actually are going to make an impact? And I can rely on this 16 or 17-year-old to actually come out and be solid for us. How does it feel as a more veteran player when you have those types of players that you can rely on at such a young age?
Yeah, it's pretty insane to see because like I started playing professional games pretty early on, like around some of these guys' age, like 17 or so. But like when I was starting as a 17-year-old, like it just felt like a different game to me. Like adjusting to the men's game was, like especially my first year, I think it was in 2015, was super difficult. Like it was hard. I was really good in the youth system, but then you make that step, and it's like people think faster. Obviously, guys are bigger, more athletic. It's just a whole different game. So the fact that like some of these guys, like I'll highlight names, like especially Jameer Johnson. So far, I'm just insanely impressed with. Not just his abilities, but it's more so the way he can think and the decisions that he can make. Yeah, I'm just super impressed with it. Tyson, he's a good player. That especially according to roster depth right now, I think we'll get opportunities this year to really develop. And there's other kids. I mean, Mateo's still young, and we just brought him in. He's a good player. I mean, I can go on and on. These guys are really good players, and that's truly what they're going to need this year is going to be minutes because, training's one thing, but, being prepared and being ready for game time is a whole nother. So I do think that these guys will definitely be ready. Mateo already has so many games, I believe, at, Next Pro. Next Pro is different, but especially those other two young guys, the more they get minutes, I think they're just the more and more reliable that they're going to become. And they're already unbelievably talented kids who have bright futures.
All right, I believe it's my turn to ask some questions. I am fact checking myself real quickly on something. I believe the USL show placed the team at just missing playoffs this season. Obviously, I think us as a group disagree with that. But I wanted to ask you your personal goals and your realistic team goals going into 2026 in the campaign this upcoming week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's always going to be predictions. Everyone always has, an opinion. I would say, our goals, like I said earlier, our goals are always ambitious. I mean, whether people would agree with us or not, I just don't think it really matters to us. We want to be, and I think the main goal is to have home playoff games or at least a home playoff game. That would be awesome. It's really a tough one. I feel like the thing that is always hard to gauge is that USL it's just an unpredictable league. Like teams every year, like a team that was, bottom of the table the prior year is like, can be one of the best teams in the league the next year. Like El Paso in 2024 was absolute garbage. And then in 2025, they're like one of the best teams in the league with one of the most electric offenses in the league. Like things just change so much. Dynamics in the league are just crazy. So it'll be interesting to see for sure. Now that we're actually going to start getting regular season games in, I mean, regular season games are just so different from preseason games. And the only preseason game that we got in against the USL side was El Paso. And they were a good side. I actually thought that they were good when we played them. So it's just going to be interesting. We have goals and we have high aspirations, I'd say. But, reality is always, it's always its own beast. So whenever we get there, we're just going to take it one game at a time.
And then I know I alluded to it, but do you have any personal goals? I know our good friend DK here at the Orange and Black SoccerCast sings your praises, and he's always got you down for at least double digits every season. But do you typically quantify any goals for yourself going into a season? And, if you are comfortable, go ahead and share those goals with the group so we can hold you accountable.
Yeah, for sure. you got to have goals. I feel like probably every guy on the team has goals for what they want the campaign to be like. I would definitely say double digits is always good. If you're having a double digit goal scoring season in USL, I think that's a good year. But yeah, it would be nice to beat out the last couple of years. I think that's my goal this year, is to get more than the last couple of years. Just because I want that positive progression. And again, I want to be that goal scorer for the team. And then another goal I have is to be more of a contributor in an assist line of view as well. I think that I have playmaking ability. And sometimes as a 9, you don't get to showcase that as much, but I would love to get some more assists on the table and just be a guy that's, still central to our attack. So those would probably be my main goals, especially individually. And then my other goal is just to stay healthy this year as well. Like, I've been, fortunate to be healthy the last couple of years. I think I had, a stretch of games where I missed because of my ankle last season, but for the most part, I've stayed healthy. So a big thing for me is availability and just being out there to be able to help the team, whenever the team needs me.
All right. Thank you so much, Ethan. Let me just apologize. I don't mean the words hold you accountable as in a negative connotation. I think the group here all knows we want to know what your confidence level going into the season is, and we're really looking forward to seeing you break, your own personal goals this year, because we all truly believe in you. I think Larry was going to go next.
Hey guys, I showed up. I'm a little bit late. Ethan, my guy, how you doing, buddy?
Larry, I'm good, man. Good to see you.
You too. Sorry I didn't get here a little bit sooner. Had a little bit of a conflict going on. So listen, we were not able to get you on the show last year, even though I talked with you about it in January of last year. So we got to get you back on. Then you had to go and you had a baby and you got hurt and you got busy. How is Harrison doing? How is he?
Yeah, he's doing great. I mean, I feel like there's always something new every day that he's doing, and it's just great, man. Like, I love coming home every day after training, and I get to pick him up and see him. So he's just doing awesome. I was telling the guys, he's this chunky little guy that's just love to hold and be with all the time. So it's just
on the show now. Ethan, are you able to hear us? It looks like you can.
Yeah, it's better this time.
We were just going to talk about this Vegas match and give our predictions on that, but I'm not going to ask you to predict that match. I know Larry had his question. You were halfway through answering it. I don't know if there's anything else you had to respond to Larry, or if Larry had another question for you.
I actually had one other question. Last week when Danny was on the show, Ethan, I threw some names out at him. Okay, I'm going to throw a couple names at you right now, and I want you to tell me what they have in common. Ethan Zubak, Milan Olaski, Michael Seaton.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Highest goal scorer in a season for Orange County SC?
Negative. They are the only 3 goal scorers to score double digits in multiple seasons for Orange County Soccer Club. All 3 of you have done it twice, and Brad already alluded to a double-digit season. If you do that, you put yourself among the elite. Well, you pretty much already are among the elite of all-time Orange County Soccer Club goal scorers. But if you do that, you surpass Milan Olaski and Michael Seaton. He's got a couple pretty good names right there. I mean, I hear that Olaski fellow is doing pretty good. So, do you ever think about records or anything like that?
You know what? I never really do. I mean, especially when you're talking about Milan seasons at OC are pretty insane. Especially from a winger's point of view. It's pretty unbelievable to score the amount of goals that guy did as a winger. I'll just say that I'm very impressed. And then obviously he left. So yeah, I don't really think about records too often though. I think I've had a couple of like weird USL records over the years.
Fastest goal in history.
Yeah, I had the fastest goal, and then my buddy Justin Dillon broke it the following year, I think, or maybe 2 years later, which was kind of crazy. I think I had the fastest hat trick in USL history when I was playing with Galaxy 2. And then I think, what else did I have? Oh, me and Efra Alvarez both scored a hat trick in one game back in USL as well. And when we beat St. Louis back in the team when they still had a team in USL. So I think I have those, but those are like all really random, weird ones. I feel like.
Hey, they're still yours, and that's all that really matters. But that is all I had. And Ethan, I only came on tonight just to talk to you. So thank you for being here. We absolutely appreciate you. I will see you Saturday night at the Champ, and I believe that Matt Elder's got a couple of questions for you now.
Cool.
Hold on really quick. I got to jump on really quick, and I'm going to try and cover up, but I got to give this to Larry right here. If you can't see it, it's yellow. That's a yellow card on you, Larry, because Ethan gave you a correct answer on your question. You just were not looking for that specific answer. All three of those people, Ethan, Michael, Milan, have led Orange County in goal scoring in a season. So shame on you, Larry, for calling out Ethan for incorrect answer there.
You might want to check whether or not Michael Seaton actually did lead the team in scoring in his years, because he played with a guy named Thomas Enevoltson.
In 2018, he had 15 goals in 29 appearances.
And Thomas Enevoltson had 20.
Anyways, right. Matt Elder, I believe you have some questions.
Yeah, speaking of wingers, we have a couple new ones this year. I think it's always interesting to hear like a striker, how they develop that relationship with a winger. Is there anything you feel like you do, whether it's in training or outside of training, just to kind of develop that relationship with someone like Jameer, and you mentioned Mateo, to kind of develop a little bit of that chemistry relationship?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the biggest thing you could do, because there's so many different ways and systems that guys grew up in, that they've played in, throughout their careers if they're older. Obviously, Jameer and Mateo are young, so I think Jameer's been in the Philly Union system for a long time. Mateo was at Portland most recently, and just everywhere people do things differently. Then the relationship between a winger and a striker, I think, is different in the way that a winger is going to serve you, and the responsibilities that you're kind of taking on. So, I talk to those guys all the time. Some of our practice sessions are catered towards us building that relationship, but a lot of it has to do with us doing work after practice to make sure we're on the same page, because like I said, they've played with guys that are a lot different from me, and I've played with guys that are a lot different from them. So we spend quite a bit of time practicing. We watch film on things that we want to achieve together. So it's a very important relationship to build, and we'll be doing it all season.
I'm excited to see kind of how that looks, and then also a second year of you and Chris getting a little more chemistry and all of that. I'm sure is going to work some wonders this year, so excited to see that. All right, I need you to take your OC hat off for a second, because I have to ask you a tough question. If the little one, with the little one, is he going through the Galaxy Academy or the OC Academy?
That's a good question. Honestly, you know what I was saying, though, recently was that, I hope he plays soccer, obviously, but shoot, sure. maybe he'll play another sport. I don't even know at this point. I'm like, dang, I definitely don't want to force it down his throat. He'll definitely play it to some degree, but I'm just excited to see him love something, and hopefully soccer is one of those things that he loves. But dang, I'm just excited to share, and sports and soccer specifically. I'm just excited to see him grow up and just love something, which I think is exciting, because me growing up loving soccer was one of the coolest things in my life. So
that's a good dad answer and a great dodge. So I'll let you have it.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
All right, Dylan, do you have anything?
Yeah, honestly, Ethan, thanks for being here. Thanks for fighting back to get here. We greatly appreciate it. Do you have any final words for the fans before we start 2026?
Yeah, absolutely. Your guys' time is valuable too. So I'll always, I always want to be there for you guys. You guys are the club's best fans. So I think that's a really cool thing. One day when OC becomes a really big club, you guys are going to be the OGs of that, and the people who dedicated time to making the club what it is. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate, the fans that, have been growing the club as well. And we're just excited to be giving our best this season, which is what we're striving to do every time. I know sometimes it doesn't look like it, but, we're going to be giving our effort every single game. And I'm just looking forward to seeing you guys out there at the games because I've missed that. It's only been 4 or 5 months, but that feels like, I don't know, it feels like an eternity. So we're just excited to get back out there and grind and be in that freaking awesome environment at the Champ again. So yeah, I just appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Ethan. Ladies and gentlemen, and children and dogs, your number 9 for Orange County Soccer Club, Ethan Zubak. Ray, would you like to just fill us in on whatever you've decided to do with your time away? I mean, Ethan said our time is valuable, but clearly it's not, and you're proof that every moment you're here. So what's happening?
I apologize. Ethan, thank you so much. You have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, and good luck to the start of the season.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And you guys have a good night.
You too, man.